Welcome back inside Studio A here at Radio Bloomington. That's the WJBC studio. And I'm your host of the Midday Show. My name is Mark Strauss. I call myself the TV guy on the radio. It's Monday, March 23rd, and time now for another segment with the Small Business Development Center at Illinois Wesleyan University. Today we're going to meet the owner of a Funk's Grove business that helps families preserve the memory of their beloved pets through cremation. You know, we lost a couple of pets here over the past year or so. They had grown old, and one had to be put down. The other died suddenly. And my wife, we had never had a pet cremated before, and she opted to do that. A lot of people have done that with their pets because they want some sort of tangible memory, keep them in the house. And so joining us on the telephone is Tricia Braid. She's the owner of Cherished Like Family. She purchased the pet cremation business from another owner and opened the business early this year, back in January. She joins us on the telephone in our Small Business Development Center at Illinois Wesleyan University segment. Welcome to WJBC, Tricia.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Tell me about your business and how it got started. I know you're not the original owner, but you've got a relationship with it going back before you owned it.
Sure. Thanks for the opportunity to share my story. So I became aware of a business by the name of Christensen's Companion Cremations last summer when the owners were looking to sell their business so that they could fully retire. I spent several months learning about this business, looking at the economic opportunity and the business of pets here in this country. It is a huge business. Did some, heart-to-heart speaking with my husband and ended up resigning my job at the end of November of 2019 and purchased their business and renamed it Cherished Like Family. So I do specialize in companion animal cremations, Mark, and that can be from the smallest of pocket pets, as people call them, all the way up to the largest of horses. So it's definitely a business that is different from day to day, but what is consistent from day to day is the honor that I have when I can serve people in this very difficult time.
Had you had a pet cremated before? Is this something that was close to your family?
It wasn't. So I grew up on a farm, and that's where I'm building the building to house the crematory there on our home farm in Funk's Grove. We always had the opportunity to bury our animals on our property. And I recently lost a couple of dogs very close together in time, and one of them was a Great Dane. And as we were preparing to be able to bury the dog, I thought to myself, wow, what do people do that don't have the kind of equipment available to them that we do, or they don't have the space available? And that really started my brain thinking about this topic. And then it wasn't just a few weeks later that this opportunity came to purchase the business. So I have had experience, of course, in losing animals. And then unfortunately I lost another dog. And when the vet clinic called me in the middle of the night to tell me that, the first question out of their mouth was, and how would you like to arrange for your pet's end-of-life services? So I was able to have that experience as the family member of that pet that passed away suddenly, unexpectedly, and to get that phone call and ask what I wanted to do. I've had the experience on the other end of being able to accommodate that myself. So that really brought to me a greater understanding of the difficult position that many people get put in at those times, like you mentioned yourself, when either you're able to plan for it or you aren't. And what I've really discovered is that this is a business about animals, but it's really a business about people and helping them when they most need it.
Tricia Braid is our guest. She's the owner of Cherished Like Family. It's a pet cremation business in Funk's Grove. What is it about having a pet cremated when their life ends that comforts some people?
Well, it's different for each person, and as you mentioned, some people just like knowing that that pet is with them in their home. People tell me that they're able to put that box, that wooden box or urn with their pet on their coffee table, for example, or their bedside table near where that pet used to sleep to them, for example. Others just like to know because they move, or maybe they live in an apartment, that they're always able to have that pet with them when they change their residence. And others have family members, two-legged family members that have been cremated, and they want to add their four-legged family member to the same place of honor that the people in their family have been placed in their homes. So it means something different to each person. And so, on my end of things, it's my job to be sure that in that process of grieving that I'm honoring whatever it means to them to the best of my ability.
Tell us about the help that you received from the Small Business Development Center at Illinois Wesleyan University. Since this business of yours is only a couple of months old right now, how did they assist you in getting this thing off the ground?
Well, it's been amazing. So one of the first things I did when I thought about buying the business was reach out to the Small Business Development Center. So I built a relationship with them even prior to purchasing the business. They have expertise available to me to help me think through this process and get situated as a business owner, from having my books, my accounting set up properly to begin with, to think through what sort of marketing opportunities I might be able to investigate and put in place. So Karen and the group there at the Small Business Development Center were able to assist me through that. For instance, the first project we did was establishing my website. So I was matched with a group of graduate students at ISU, and I met with those students just like I was their client and just like they were a PR firm for me, and they put together my website. Currently, I have working on my behalf an intern through Illinois Wesleyan who's helping me put together a social media strategy. I was also able to meet with one of their retired volunteers that helped me walk through how to set up my financial plan, put together a budget, and most importantly, just be on call if I ever run into a snag and need somebody to run ideas past. So it's been a wonderful experience for me. I just really appreciate the opportunity to work with them and know that this is not just support for me, but support for the community at large. And I'm building my network among other small business owners in McLean County.
All right. Before we wrap up your portion of our segment, why don't you tell people how they can find out more about Cherished Like Family?
Thanks for that opportunity, Mark. So you can find my website that the students at ISU helped me build at cherishedlikefamily.com. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/cherishedlikefamily, or if you search Cherished Like Family in the search bar, that will pop up for you. And I'm always available on the telephone or by text message. Sometimes it's easier for people to text at that difficult time. I've kept the number from the previous owners. It's 217-949-2402.
All right, Tricia, good luck to you with the business. And when we come back, you're welcome. When we come back, we'll talk with Karen Bissoni, who's the director of the Small Business Development Center at Illinois Wesleyan University, and get her small business tip of the month. Also, things to consider during this time of uncertainty. More with our small business development experts when we come back on WJBC. 20 minutes past the hour on the Midday Show with Mark Strauss. Smack dab in the middle of our Small Business Development Center at Illinois Wesleyan University segment. We talk with the SBDC each month. We met Tricia Braid, the owner of Cherished Like Family. And now let's get back on the phone because we've got with us Karen Bissoni, the director of the SBDC. Karen, this is really, if you're a small business or any type of business right now, so many businesses shut down, not sure how long it's going to be. Some are not deemed essential businesses. Others that are overloaded. So some things to consider during a time of uncertainty. Help us out with that.
Yes, thank you, Mark, for having us on the air again this month. You know, it was just maybe 3 weeks ago. It was business as usual, and everything changed very quickly. And so some of the things that the SBDC highly recommends is first of all, communicate and over-communicate, especially first and foremost with your employees. It's so important to offer those employees flexibility, but to communicate that with them and get their feedback on how change can be created to make this situation the best it can be for this time. A small business owner has to also communicate with customers, especially as they're creating change on how they deliver their business to the public. You know, we've seen this now in Bloomington Normal and in McLean County, how small businesses are changing their original model to, especially some of the eateries, to curb pickup service. I think we'll see grocery store deliveries significantly increase, just a number of things like that. And so we're encouraging small business to step out of the box and look at their business a bit differently. What can I do to sell some of the existing things that I have within my business, whether they're tangible, intangible? How can I do this a bit differently? And we're more than happy to help with that brainstorming as well. If a small business would like to contact us through setting up a meeting on our website. Using social media, an email, or a website that a business may have to engage with customers. It's so important. Interact with them. Keep that strength in your brand as well. Contact your business insurance agent, an attorney that you may have, or a banker, and perhaps your accountant to evaluate options to mitigate any financial losses or hardship that you may be experiencing now and in the future. We also recommend, Mark, to communicate very often with vendors and suppliers. Extremely important because they're affected on their end as well. Continue to monitor official communications through the CDC and the McLean County Health Department. Also, just a tremendous help to the community. The Economic Development Council and the Chamber put together a website, and it's called beinprepared.org. Has a lot of resources, including resources SBDC offers as well. And so take a look at that website. A lot of great information and resources for this time of uncertainty. Also visit sba.gov/disaster website. For small businesses, they can apply for a loan, a low-interest loan to help them with financial setbacks. There are also webinars being offered through the state and also through our SBDC network, actually at Southern Illinois University. And we will post that information on the beinprepared.org website, as well as ours. Also, we recommend that you visit our website, mcleancoSBDC.org. And if you are interested in a virtual engagement appointment, we're happy to do that. You just need to click on to request a meeting, and we'll get that set up with you. As well as you might want to visit the McLean County Business Portal for even more resources at www.mcleancosmallbusiness.org.
You were talking about low-interest loans. Didn't the president last week talk about interest-free loans for small business? Is that what is part of this stimulus package that he's trying to pass here?
Yeah. Mark, that's not what SBDCs are being told. We have had conference calls with the state SBDC leadership, and they're telling us it's like 2.7 to 3.5 or interest rate. 2.75 to 3.75% interest rate. That's what we're being told, and it's anywhere between $25,000 to $2 million. Okay. Depending upon what business you have lost due to COVID-19.
All right. We've run out of time, so we don't have time to go through your events, but you can find the upcoming events with the Small Business Development Center at mcleancosbdc.org. Karen, thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Mark. We really appreciate it.
All right. Karen Bissoni, the director of the Small Business Development Center at Illinois Wesleyan University on WJBC.